Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life. I've done 24 years straight. If you like this story, be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to go to my YouTube playlist and check out my gas station. I be rapping on there. I gas. The flow is nothing like Curtis Blow. Also, check out my YouTube playlist for my stories. I got them organized in categories. You will definitely find you something that you like. Now, this story right here, this is not going to be one of my prison stories. This is going to be one of my Montana stories / hood stories. So let's hop up into this story right now. So if y'all new to the page, like I told y'all, late 89, I started going to Billings, Montana. I had some cousins and stuff out there, and I went out there just to visit. And I ended up staying out there hustling, selling yay, getting my bread, stuff like that. People ask all the time, was it any blacks out there in Montana? Yeah, they had a nice population of blacks. They had a lot of pimps out there from Georgia, Oakland, different areas, around the U.S., Chicago, and they also had two colleges out there, which a lot of blacks had got scholarships to. And so some of them would come out there to play basketball or football, baseball, and then end up staying. So it was a decent amount to feel comfortable. So anyway, this is like around 90, 91, somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly. But by this time, like I said, I'm out there chilling. I'm out there hustling. I done brought a few of my homies out there. We kicking it, we serving, we getting our bread, So at the time, I had one of those beepers, and you could call and leave a voice message basically. So one morning, early in the morning, my pager, it goes off. I had it on vibrate. And my pops, he from the old school, man. He just leave a cold message. He say, hey man, Scotty Ware got killed last night. So Scotty Ware was a childhood friend of mine, So come to find out, he was at a party out there in Bannon where I grew up at. Somebody from out of town, they got into it. They shot him in the chest, killed him. So, like I say, that was devastating to me because actually I was trying to get Scotty to come up to Montana and hang out with me, you know what I'm saying? But he had a pending case that he wanted to take care of. He had got caught trying to burglarize a house. He had got sentenced to a little time, and he wanted to go do the time so he wouldn't have the case hanging over his head. And I had just talked to him a couple of nights before that happened, trying to get him to come out there to Montana with me. So before he got killed, I would say maybe a year, another homie of mine that got killed. Actually, the homie of mine that got killed, his brother was out there with me in Montana. So when Scotty passed away, I'm like, man, I ain't going to the funeral. I don't want to remember him like that. I ain't gonna go to the funeral. So my homies that was up there with me, they end up going back to California, right? So maybe 3 or 4 days before the funeral or whatever, I said, you know what? Yeah, I guess I am gonna go, man. I'll take the bus down there, and then I can come back on the bus and bring me a little bit of work too, you know what I'm saying? So I hop on the bus, I slide down there, I go to California and stuff. Now, when I get to California also, coincidentally, my cousin by the name of Chris Booty, which is his real name, who stayed in Montana, he was out there visiting. He had just had a baby, and his mom and sister at the time was living back in California, living in Bannon. So he was down there and stuff. So now Chris, his mom had moved to Montana like around 74, man. So my cousin Chris, he was about 8 years older than me. So maybe from the age of 9 or 10, he grew up in Montana. So, Chris was cool, but the Montana blacks, they ain't nothing like them Cali blacks. You know what I'm saying? My cousin Chris was cool. He was laid back, whatever. So he out there with him and his girlfriend to show his mom the new baby or whatever. Now, I had an uncle also by the name of Andre. My uncle Andre used to be out there. He was pushing a little bit of work out there, hustling. Now, keep in mind, it's 90, 91. So out there in Cali, we selling crack. You know what I'm saying? We got them dope heads out there, them dope fiends. They going crazy for the crack. Now, my cousin Chris is out there hanging with my uncle at the park, selling some crack, trying to get him a little bread. Now my cousin Chris liked to be out there with his shirt off and these like flip flops, house shoes type. And I'm telling him, hey man, listen, you ain't in Kansas, Dorothy. You know what I'm saying? This is way different from the docile environment you used to selling powder cocaine up there to your friends and buddies as a recreational drug, man. I said, shoot, that hey, the dope fiends out here on that crack, man. In terms of danger, they about only a step above a wild tiger, man. You can't be out here in them flip-flops with your shirt off, you know what I'm saying? But Chris, he was hard-headed. He didn't listen. A few times I slide by there, he's still out there selling. He got his shirt off like it's a game or whatever. So, I told him about that a couple times, and my Uncle Dre told him about that. Now, my Uncle Dre is a character too, man. He got shermed out one time, and for those of y'all who don't know what sherm is, it's basically embalming fluid. You dip a cigarette in some embalming fluid. He smoked it and ended up stealing an ambulance, man, an EMT ambulance. And some of my older homies used to clown me about that all the time. I may tell y'all a few stories about Dre. So anyway, Dre and Chris is out there hustling, man. So I'm telling him, hey man, look, you got to be careful out here and stuff. So anyway, excuse me. So now when I catch the bus down there also too, they lose my luggage. So it's like a day or two, maybe a couple days before the funeral. I still ain't got no clothes or whatever. So I tell the homies, hey, listen, man, I need to go up to Kmart and get me some khakis. Yeah, I said it. I'm talking Kmart, you know what I'm saying? So we out there at the park, we chilling. It's a gang of us out there hanging at the park, everybody hustling. Some people just out there chilling or whatever. We ain't got no ride though, right? So a white lady come through in a pickup. Now, the white lady, she trying to get some crack, but she ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? So I forget who it was. One of the homies propositioned her, but like, okay, well listen, I'm gonna give you this dub, which is $20 worth of cocaine, and you let us use your truck to go uptown and get something to eat and this and that. So she all, she tweaking. First, she begging to get something. So like I said, the homie finally give her the proposal. She agreed with it, but she said, how long you guys gonna be going to my truck? How long you guys gonna be? She frantic, because I don't know if y'all done ever messed around with that crack cocaine, or like I said, seen a crackhead, man. A crackhead is only about a step above a wild tiger in terms of being dangerous. I'm telling you, man, them crackheads is nothing to play with. Them crackheads back in the days, they'll break into a car, pawn their mama's VCR. I mean, them crackheads was dangerous, and they didn't care about nothing, When that little high kicked in, because they say that crack is only a 5-minute high. When that high wear off, they would do anything to get another one. So we tell her, we gonna be gone about 30 minutes, right? So we make the transaction. Somebody give her the crack. It's about 6 or 7 of us. We hop in the truck, some in the front. It was an open bed pickup, and some of us piled in the back. We zoom on uptown. First, we go up to Kmart. We up in there. We doing our thing. Then we come down. We riding all over the place. Long story short, we ain't back in no 30 minutes. It take us about 3 hours to get back. On the way back, we stopped by McDonald's. Some of the homies wanted to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, some Del Taco. So by the time we get back, she is extremely frantic. She thinking we done stole her truck. Soon as we coming in the hood, turning down George Street, we see her maybe 2 or 3 blocks down. She in the middle of the street. She going crazy. So, back in those days, we used to call them buckets. We didn't rent this for some coke, some crack. You know what I'm saying? So we driving fast. We driving wild. She in the street. She screaming and hollering when she see us coming. So we fly right past her. When we fly past her, she's screaming, "Ah, my truck! Give me my truck!" She crying. One of the homies in the back had a cup of soda they had bought at one of these fast food restaurants. So one of the homies, bam, hit her with the soda. She's screaming and hollering. We fly down the street, past the park. Then we come back up in the park. We go up in the park. We hop out. Somebody hop in. They start doing donuts all around. So she run up there in the park. Now, from where she's at in the street, it's maybe about 150 yards maybe to get up there to where we at in the park. So when she get up there, she's screaming and she hollering. So somebody finally give her the truck. She's screaming and hollering, "Please, can you guys give me something else? You guys said you was only going to be gone, 30 minutes. You guys was gone all day. I thought you stole my truck." She's screaming and hollering. She asking, she begging, can we give her some more drugs to calm her down? Somebody said, "Only thing we gonna give you some advice, don't come back to the east side. Like, get up out of here." So she hop in her truck. She mad. She screaming and hollering. She drive back down out of the grass and go back down to the street. So now some of us, we up there chilling. You got some of the homies up under the gazebo laughing and clowning. You know, we having a ball. We clowning. We doing what we do. All of a sudden, somebody say, "Damn, man, look up. Who is that? Who is that?" So we look down toward the street. We see the lady in the white truck. She's flying real fast. Now there's a black dude hanging on to the passenger side of her truck, and she driving off real fast. The black dude, he's hanging on to the side. He running, he trying to keep up. She didn't accelerate it to 10, 15, 20 miles an hour. He finally let go. He run a few steps and flip and eat it. Bam, boom, bam, boom, 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 bop, boom, bop. He fall all on the ground. Boogity, boogity. Everybody laughing and screaming and hollering. We're like, damn, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Damn, who is that? So we all run down there. When I get maybe within 10, 15 feet, I recognize that's my cousin Chris Booty, man. The girl done drug him all over the place. Now all his side, all his stuff is ripped up on him. He bleed and scrap, real scabbed up, and just his whole shirt. Cause like I say, he ain't got on no shirt. I mean, his whole side of his arm and chest is just ripped up. He fell on that hard asphalt. So now my Uncle Dre, I don't know where the hell he came from, but he go over there, get my cousin up, put my cousin in the car. My cousin is screaming, "Oh man, look what Chill did to me. Look what Chill and his homies made the bitch do to me. Look what you guys made this bitch do to me." I'm like, man, I didn't make the ball do nothing to you. So come to find out, when she drove back down the street and we go up and get up under the gazebo, here my Uncle Dre and Chris, they pull up. So when she came back up the street, he ran to the car thinking he was going to sell her some drugs. Now, like I said, she hysterical. She broke. She ain't got no money. She looking for a free high. So he stick his hand through the passenger side window. She asked him, "Well, let me see what you got." And she slapped his hand, slapped the dope up out of his hand, slapped all the dope up out of his hand, like $200-300 worth of dope. So now after she slapped the dope up out of his hand, of course, she's trying to leave and get up out of there. He trying to hold on to the side of the car and get his dope back, and he running and he fall. You know what I'm saying? So when I get down there, like I say, he hollered, "Oh man, Chill, look what you made the bitch do to me. Look at me, look at me." He all, Chris is one of them cats here. He blame everybody else for his problems, right? So I said, man, I didn't make the brawl do that to you, right? So now my Uncle Dre, he's mad because dudes is laughing. So like I say, everybody laughing. I was laughing myself. I didn't know that was him. And by him, of course, not being a regular out there, a lot of people didn't know who the hell the dude was. You know what I'm saying? It's just a moment in the hood. Something happened out there in the hood and you don't get killed. Everybody gonna laugh about it. That's just how it is, right? So now my Uncle Dre is piping mad. He hot though. He jump out the car. He ready to fight. So for whatever reason, he locked eyes on dude at the time who was a homie by the name of Poonie. Matter of fact, I got a song called Never Gave Me Therapy. At the end of the first verse, you will hear me say Poonie. Well, actually, it's two dudes in my hood named Poonie, and both of them started snitching. This particular Poonie told on his road dog later on and got him the death penalty. The other Poonie told on me, and so either one of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? So it's bad to be named Poonie in my hood. But anyway, my Uncle Dre, he locked eyes on the other Poonie, the one who told on his homeboy and got him the death penalty. So my Uncle Dre now, he ready to fight. Poonie backing up. Poonie don't want to fight my uncle. He backing up. He got his fist up. But my uncle like, "Come on, man, you think that's funny?" So now my uncle trying to fight the dude. They going round and round in circles. The dude is running. He backpedaling. He won't let my uncle get close to him. So this go on about 5 or 6 minutes. Finally, I forget who it was. Somebody come to me and say, chill, man. Your cousin Chris down there is hollering and screaming. He told me come get you and take him home. He wants to go home, you know what I'm saying, to his sister's house. So I walk down there. It's maybe, like I say, about 150 yards from where we at. I walk down there. He's in the car just bamming on the back. He's in the back seat. He bamming. "Come on, Chill. Take me home. Look what you made the bitch do to me. Look what the bitch did to me." So I'm telling him, I get in the front seat. I go to turn the car on. The keys ain't in the car. So I said, "I don't got the keys." So he's telling me, "Dre got him. Go get Dre. What the hell is Dre doing? Where's Dre at?" I said, "Man, Dre is up there trying to fight one of the dudes that was laughing." He like, "Oh, man, fuck that. Fuck that. Go get him. Go get him." So I go up there to get the keys. So now when I go up there to get the keys, I'm trying to talk to my Uncle Dre like, "Dre, give me the keys, man. I'm trying to take Chris on." Dre like, "No, fuck that. I'm just to whip this dude's ass. Fuck that. I'm just to whip this dude's ass." So they going through this for a while. Now, actually, and I digress a little bit, Poonie at the time, Poonie was a funny character in his own right. Poonie used to mess with that Sherm too. Poonie was a few years older than me. He was in and out of jail, and when he would go to jail, me and my generation, we couldn't wait for him to get out because he'd always have some crazy, funny sayings, man. I remember one day he was high, Shermed out. We was kind of like down by the liquor store called Frank and Sam's. It's like at a four-way stop with lights and cars. It's a four-way traffic stop with lights. So he telling me, hey, yeah, man, yeah, y'all want to see me? Y'all want to see me stop traffic? I can stop traffic. So we said, yeah, Poonie, let me see you stop traffic. So now you know how you press the crosswalk and it turns green and you can walk. He waits till it turns red and cars is flying both ways, you know, back. Cars is going from east to west. He got on some cut-off sweats. He done turned into some shorts and no shirt. So he walked out in the middle of the crosswalk. The cars is coming this way toward him. He just looking straight forward. He stick his hand out and pull down his pants. The man is free balling. He ain't got no drawers on, everything dangling all over the place, and he just stick his hand out. The cars get within like 10, 15 feet of him. They slamming on the brakes. You know, he just out there asshole naked with his shorts down at his ankles. He stay out in the middle of the street for about a minute. All the cars then stop and piled up. Then he walk across to the other side of the street. So at that time, we probably like 16, 15. Everything is funny as hell to us. So we telling him, do it again, Poonie, do it again. Stop traffic, stop traffic. So he he do the exact same thing. Coming back across the other side of the street, the cars is running, you know, they come about 30, 40 miles an hour. They about 15, 20 feet away from me. He pulled down his pants again, throw his hand to the left side. He don't even look to see if the cars is gonna stop. The cars come flying, they skid all up on him. He just standing there in the middle of the street, you know what I'm saying? All his business dangling and stuff like that. So yeah, man, Poonie was a real funny dude, man, until he ended up, you know, doing that bullshit and flipping the script. So long story short, my uncle is still up here trying to fight Poonie. Poonie is backpedaling. You know, my uncle will throw a punch or two. Poonie will backpedal. He'll run. You know, so they never did fight. So I finally get Dre. I said, come on, Dre, man. Chris is down there. He ready to go. You know, like I said, my Uncle Dre, he's a trip. So I finally get him. We walk down there. He mad, saying he fits to whoop Poonie's ass next time he see him. He mad. So by the time we get into the car, like I said, my cousin Chris, he toe up. He bleeding. He hysterical. Chris is like, come on. He in the back. He steady banging on the head. Come on, damn it. Take me home. Take me home. He banging on the back of the seat. So where his sister lived was like about 5, maybe 7, 8 minutes from the park. So we driving. The whole time we going down there, my Uncle Dre talking about how he gonna whoop Poonie's ass next time he see him. He gonna whoop his ass. He can't wait to whoop his ass. My cousin Chris is steady hollering, chill, look what you made the bitch do to me. Man, look at me. I'm steady telling him, Chris, I ain't had nothing to do with that girl. You and your homies. You and your homies. So he mad as hell back there in the back seat at me. So we get about 30 seconds away from where my cousin is going to his sister's house. All of a sudden, my Uncle Dre make a U-turn. He like, man, fuck that. I'm going to whoop his ass right now. My Uncle Dre, my cousin's like, God damn it, Dre, take me home. Take me home. So Dre busts another U-turn. We go down here, go in to where his sister is staying. We come into the house, you know, my cousin is, I think, I don't know if it was his wife at the time or maybe his girlfriend at the time. He's dating this girl from Montana. So a white girl, you know, we go in the house. First thing she do, she see Chris all cut up. She's like, gosh, Chris, what in the hell happened to you? Chill in his goddamn buddies. Chill in his goddamn buddies. She said, chill, what did you do to him? I said, I didn't do nothing to him, you know. So they explain the story. I believe they end up taking him to the hospital. You know, he was all jacked up. He still got scars today. I just seen him about 2 or 3 days ago and asked him, did he still have them scars? And so he still had the scars on him. So maybe about a week after this happened, we down there in them same apartments where he took him to, where his sisters stayed at. We coming outside, me and Chris. There's the white lady in the truck. She down there trying to buy some drugs. He said, there's that bitch. There's that bitch. He run up to the window. He like, look, bitch, look what you did to me. He pull his shirt all off and down. Look what you did. Why did you fucking do this to me? Look what you did to me. I said, Chris, fuck talking to her. I ran. I jump up on the hood. I run to the windshield. I kicked the windshield a couple times. Bam, bam, bam. I kicked the windshield. The windshield bust. She trying to start the car off. The car up. I hurry up and jump off. Or she, you know, try to start the car and drag me or whatever, or make me fall off the hood. She get on up out of there, man. But that was the last time that I seen her. But the moral of the story is, when you come to California and you trying to hang out in the hood and trying to sell some dope, you better be prepared. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.